Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deanna. I wanted to put this video out today, the day before a very important election. Hopefully everybody has gotten out there to vote and voted for your candidate of choice and voted your conscience. I know I did, but I wanted to read to you guys from this book that I got. It's a little thin little booklet about the size of my hand, and it has the Gettysburg Address in here. And I read it earlier today and it just moved me. Like I was almost gonna cry. I got really choked up. And I just want you guys to listen to the words. The Gettysburg Address was given by President Abraham Lincoln, but he was not the main speaker. The Gettysburg Address was delivered on the afternoon of November 19th, 1863. Think about it, we're all the way in 2024. And how many of us Americans know the Gettysburg Address or even fathom or have an idea of what the American Civil War did to all the fighting men, the families, and how it changed the course of our history, right, as Americans. So from this book, I'm told that Abraham Lincoln wasn't even supposed to be, he wasn't even the main speaker, right? He just gave a speech. The original, let me see. The original, or the main speaker was Edward Everett. And he was a former Secretary of State, U.S. Senator, U.S. Representative, and Governor of Massachusetts. And then he was the president of Harvard University. And he was considered to be the greatest orator in the nation. But it isn't his speech that people remember. It is the speech given by President Abraham Lincoln. And so I'm going to read that for you today. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. I read this, I'm telling you guys, I got chills when I read the Gettysburg Address. It just seems so apropos for the eve of this very important election, that we remember what we are voting for, and that we remember that America is the greatest nation on God's green earth. And we know that we have to keep our nation strong and resist the outside forces that try to take it down. I hope everybody's having a good day, and just take care, guys. Get out there and vote. Bye.